Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dialogs video. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing some very interesting developments in the Laravel world. Today, Laravel announced several new features, including a new release of Laravel, Laravel version 12, new Laravel starting kits with React, Vue, and Livewire. And the one we're going to be reviewing today is their new product called Laravel Cloud. Laravel Cloud builds on the promise that developers are going to be able to deploy their websites without having to manage any servers. And that's what we're going to be doing today using Dialogs Monitor as our project. Remember, Dialogs Monitor is something that we built in public a couple of weeks ago. The entire YouTube series is online, so you can go back and watch it. I'll probably put a link somewhere here in the video. But what I want to do today is migrate a website, this Dialogs Monitor, to Laravel Cloud. Right now it's hosted in Laravel Forge. So we're going to be migrating this website from Laravel Forge to Laravel Cloud. So let's go ahead and do that. On Laravel Cloud, we go directly to sign in. I already have created my account, enter my credentials. And this is how it looks when you have a brand new account. You don't have any applications, just your organization here. I called it Dialogs. So the first time when you click here, new application, it's going to ask you to authenticate with GitHub, Bitbucket, or any service where you can host your repositories. In this case, I've already connected my Bitbucket account. So it shows here under source control provider. I can add more. I can add, for example, my GitHub account or my personal Bitbucket account if I had multiple. So they would all show up here. This is the one where I've hosted Dialogs Monitor, and I just go here to the repositories. So we have so many. And I type Dialogs Monitor, and this is where the code is. Again, it's just the exact same code base. In Laravel Forge, it's a similar protocol. You add a repository and it just auto deploys, and it's a different configuration, but it just pulls the code directly from the repo. And let's give it a name. Let's call it Dialogs Monitor, and let's create the application. So let's see what it does here. I guess it's pulling the code. Okay. Dialogs Monitor successfully created. This looks very cool. It says we have a network section here with domains and edge network. All these things are pending. An application section here with a web server. And then we have some database, cache, and buckets here to the side. There's a big blue button called deploy. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. Yeah, this is similar to Laravel Forge. It has like a pipeline of instructions that's going to run. Since this is a Laravel project, I'm guessing it's just turbocharged so everything works right off the bat. From what I can see, it's preparing to build the environment. Yeah, it's cloning the application. See, it already finished. It's running the build commands, downloading everything from Composer, pushing the application to the server, then deployment logs. It's preparing the deploy environment, running deploy commands. Let's see how long it takes. It's done. It finished in 41 seconds. We have a button to redeploy and visit. Click visit. And boom, we have our Dialogs Monitor website up, hosted on Laravel Cloud. As you can see, we have not a custom domain, but a Laravel Cloud domain. If you go to this domain, you're not really browsing Dialogs Monitor because, again, currently this is hosted on Forge, but it's a way to have your website up. Wow, in less than a minute, 41 seconds. Very cool. If we go back to the environment, we see now all the elements on their network are active. We have DDoS protection, distributed denial of service protection, CDN active, edge caching active. And here we have the domains. We have our free Laravel Cloud domain. and we can connect a custom domain that I'll probably do after this video because I have to upgrade the account. But I'm guessing this is also very straightforward. Let's see. Okay, so we haven't added a database. Wonder what happens if we try to create an account. Probably going to fail. Yeah, it fails because there's no database. Now let's go ahead and add one. Here we have new database, Laravel Postgres 17. Okay, let's call it Dialogs Monitor. Create a database. We already have it. Okay, it's the application, it's updated, but we need to deploy. We save and deploy. Okay, now it's doing another deployment, but wow, it takes so long, less than 60 seconds. You're gonna have to wait for a long time. But what it's doing is, notice that we haven't had to interact with any environment file. So how does that work? If you go to environment here, there's a few things that we can discuss. The first one is, here you can change the resources on your server. By default, it starts with half a gig of RAM, but you can start scaling up here to beef up your server. There's a bunch of flex servers, up to 8 gigs of RAM. Then you have, I'm going to leave it like that for now. Then we have auto scaling. Right now it's set to none, but you can set some auto scaling if your app goes viral. Maybe after this video goes out, we get a bunch of traffic. And what this allows you to do is set how many servers you want to have basically behind a load balancer. So if you get hit with a ton of traffic, you're not going to be bottlenecked by one server, but the traffic is going to be distributed throughout however many replicas you decide to use. We also have hibernation. If we enable this, we can tell this how many minutes as a threshold. And after, in this case, 5 minutes pass, the app is going to go into hibernate mode. And what that does is we're not billed for the time it's under hibernation. It's going to take, I'm guessing, a little bit more time to boot up if it's hibernating and a visitor tries to go to the application. But let's keep that disabled for now. We do need the scheduler because our website, Dialogs Monitor, every minute it checks all the websites that our users have. So we need to enable that. Just click of a button. Now we have a scheduler. I don't need Octane for now, but we also do need Worker, because what the scheduler does is it doesn't check all the, imagine we had 2,000 websites on Dialogs Monitor. It would need to send a GET request to the website one by one. And if we have 2,000 and everyone takes 2 seconds, it's going to block every single one after the next one. So in one of the videos, we changed that. And now we have workers that just sends jobs to a queue and it doesn't block the entire process. So let's create that. And again, we have jobs working on queues just with a single click, and we can even add more processes if we have a ton of traffic. These changes also require us to save and deploy. Let's go ahead and do that. Redeploying, go to deployments. We've done 3 so far. The first one was the initial deployment. Second one was adding the database. Third one, what we just did, adding the scheduler and the background process for the jobs. And now what I want to show is, notice we have a database now that it's deployed even. And if we go to settings, you scroll down here, you'll see that we have custom environment variables. And this is just the app key. But there are injected variables. Injected variables are not created by us. They are created by Laravel Cloud when we add more features to it. So here we have the app name, and after we added the database, it just added all those credentials to our site. We didn't have to configure anything. Same with the cache. If we have a cache, I'm guessing if you add S3 buckets, there's going to be an interface to configure them. And at the end, it's going to append those credentials here to the injected variables. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about that. You can also change the branch. You can also create deployments for specific branches. So you can have your production branch, and if you're working on a particular feature that's very complicated, or you want to send it to your boss or a colleague, just deploy that branch, and it's going to create you yet another Laravel Cloud URL that you can use to test with and not mess with your production website. Okay, now let's visit again, because we have done a bunch of things. We haven't done any coding. Let's see if we can create accounts now. Boom. We have a database working. It's just, let's see if it's true. And indeed, the account I created is the one I'm logged in because it has my email. And let's go ahead and create a website here. Let's monitor our own website, Dialogs. Website is dialogs.com. See, it's working. It's awesome when these things work. And I'm very excited about this. There's many more things that I want to play with, like adding the custom domain, dialogsmonitor.com, adding cache, playing with S3, creating a bucket. But this is looking pretty cool. Kudos to the Laravel team. Okay, I think we're going to leave this video up until this point. Maybe I'll create another one when we're migrated with the custom domain and out of Forge. But Laravel Cloud earned our business on Dialogs Monitor. That's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in, and check out, if you want to learn how we created Dialogs Monitor, check out our playlist. That's going to be somewhere here in the video. It's basically an online service that's free, completely free, where you can create an account and monitor uptime of your websites. There's no limit on the number of websites you can monitor. The checks are performed every 60 seconds, and you can use it right now that it's free. If we get viral and we have, of course, thousands of users with thousands of websites, these costs are going to go up, and we're going to have to maybe add a premium plan, but for now it's free. So I encourage you to go ahead and check it. Also, if you want to learn more about us, go to dialogs.com. We're a web development company. Recently, we have been working a lot with AI, creating AI automations for our clients and integrating AI into their operations. So there's tons of content in our website too, case studies and portfolios where you can check us out. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.